I have a bonus video today to show you the many different versions of Time Pilot and showing you the new Opcode Games version of it for the Colecovision. Here's the arcade classic from 1982. And you know what? I'm a big fan of Time Pilot, and this is a fantastic classic arcade release. It has some similarities to Robotron of all games, and you know what? I enjoy this one. But if you haven't played it, you can check it out. Well, there was original ColecoVision release, and well, it's okay. You know, it has a lot of the aspects from the arcade. It is missing an entire level. I thought that the frame rate was kind of clunky, but back in the day, you know, I would have been satisfied with this release. And so there's the ColecoVision version. There was a late release for the 2600 even, and ironically, even though the 2600 version is scaled down, you don't collect the parachute people in the sky for bonuses, but you do have all 5 levels. It's actually not bad. I actually find myself enjoying the 2600 release for its simplicity. There was an MSX computer release as well, and so those were the official releases. There was an aftermarket version made for the Atari 8-bit, and it's fantastic. And you can check out a demo of this on Atariage forums, and it plays brilliantly. So I'm just showing you just the ROM version playing on the Atari 400 Mini, and it's pretty fantastic that you can check these different versions out. And it's so amazing of the amazing coders out there that make these aftermarket releases available. There is an Intellivision release that just came out for the IntelliClub. I do not have that version, but it is out there. And so if you have more modern platforms or handhelds, you can check out the amazing Game Boy Advance version, which has an exclusive level, the prehistoric level. I don't know exactly how that lines up with the stages, but you can check that out. It's absolutely amazing. There's a DS version that has the arcade ROM as well. And there's even an Xbox Live Arcade version that came out for the 360. And I purchased this back in the day, and I'm playing it through my Xbox Series X. And so awesome to see. It has some updated graphics. So I wanted to show kind of a history of some of the many versions, some of the aftermarket version. I'm sure there's some other aftermarket ones I'm not showing, but thought I'd show the ones that I had access to or knowledge about. So let's jump into the Opcode release. Here is the physical release of these. I'm part of the Opcode Game Club. I did purchase this and wanted to just show it and compare it to the other versions. Pretty fantastic, amazing box design, as well as this like magnetic closure, and it's like the other Opcode Game Club releases, and they just look fantastic next to each other. And so here's a collector card that comes with all of them. I do believe this is officially the 5th release, Donkey Kong Jr. There's also upcoming new games, and so if you sign up to be part of the club, there'll be a link to the Atariage forums, and here's some of the upcoming releases that they have planned to offer. Popeye being one of them. That looks amazing. And Turtles, which is the classic arcade game Turtles. And so yeah, pretty fantastic, which I'm a big fan of, by the way, and did a NES port of it called Tortoises. And so yeah, pretty awesome. So let's check it out. And look at this amazing cartridge. Wow. They're all numbered. These are super collectible, and highly recommend checking them out. So I'm playing this on my ColecoVision Phoenix, and you know, I know that's really difficult to get now. It was pretty much an aftermarket FPGA for ColecoVision. But I love the title screen, the music. There's a couple different modes to play like the other releases. Less flicker or more colors. You also need the Super Game module to play this. You can't play this in a stock ColecoVision. I need to mention that. So let's check it out. More colors. We'll try that first. And it's really got some amazing things in it. I think it's one of the best home releases by far. And I like that it's different than the other offerings on different platforms. So here it is with the additional colors. Fantastic release. Let's jump in. I'm going to show you several levels. I'm going to show you all 5 levels. So that's the more important thing. All 5 levels are here. Great frame rate as well as visuals and sound. It just looks great. And so wanted to show it here. Collecting the parachute people are super important in this game. And so you get a bonus for every additional one you pick up. It starts out at 1,000 and it goes to 2,000, 3,000. That's a great way to rack up a great score. I like that this has several different settings as well to play it. There's even a mode where you can have like 255 people lives. And so if you just want to play and chill, for some people, hey, you play the way you want to play. I'm not going to tell you how to do that. And just enjoy this game quite a bit. Really, I'll always have liked Time Pilot. And it kind of gets a backseat to some other arcade classics. But I think it's a fantastic arcade release. And I even like its sequel too, Time Pilot 84. I played that in Anderson, California at a place called Racquetball Village. How 80s does that sound? Yep, and they had a couple arcade games, and they had that arcade game forever. But yeah, enjoyed playing the sequel. I think a lot of people like the original and remember the original, but yeah, there was a sequel, Time Pilot 84, pretty good. For those who didn't know, would love to see a version of that released on the Colecovision. So who knows? Fingers crossed. Here's the 3rd level with helicopters. That's a bright green background. But here it is. Yep. And as you progress, the enemies and the patterns get a little bit more difficult to evade. And so yeah, I like the mechanics of this game. I think there's a lot of fans of this classic arcade release. Have you played this? Or is this your first time being introduced to a timeless classic of the 80s? The 80s were a great time for classic games to be released. Many of them introduced through arcade releases like this one. So yeah, I want to show the other mode in a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and show a little bit more, see if I can get a little bit farther here. Gets pretty difficult. And so yeah, this is the mode with more colors. And then I'll show you the other mode with less flicker. Looks more like a ColecoVision release. This looks fantastic. To me, this is pretty close to the arcade. And really nice to see that. Man, the ColecoVision was so capable. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and show you some gameplay from the other mode, which is less flicker. And so as you can see, the sprites have less color. And it definitely is scaled down, and the parachute people that you're collecting are single colored. Look like the enemies and items in the stage have a single color. This mode definitely has the ColecoVision look for those wanting a more like authentic experience. But yeah, I wanted to show that 5th and final stage, that UFO stage, pretty difficult, as you know, the patterns are more difficult to avoid. But yeah, all 5 stages. Big fan of this release, and really look forward to seeing what else Opcode Games offers. Popeye and Turtles are next up with the Opcode Game Club, as well as other things. They're also publishing Daryl's Popeye for the 7800. I'm really excited about that. So what do you think of this release? In the comments below, let me know. And thank you so much for coming and viewing my videos. This one was a little bit more technical. I had to capture footage from several platforms. But I enjoy these videos and talking about classics. And if you like what you see, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button and clicking the bell as I'm uploading videos every week. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. Let's keep it positive. This is the Immortal John Hancock, and you take care.